Johannes Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring, circa 1665, is one of the most famous paintings in the world, and also one of the most mysterious. Who is this girl, dressed in an unusual blue and gold headscarf, with her iconic pearl earring? Why does she stare out of the canvas in such an enigmatic way? What was her relationship with the artist? No one knows for certain, and this secrecy only adds to her allure. The much-debated identity of Vermeer's model inspired Tracy Chevalier to write the best-selling historical novel Girl with a Pearl Earring, which tells a fictitious story behind the painting. Set in 17th century Holland, it follows the narrative of Griet, a 16-year-old Dutch girl who becomes a maid in the house of the successful painter. From his studio, the artist paints solitary women in domestic settings, illuminated by brilliant sunlight. Griet is quiet and calm. She is also beautiful and perceptive, and soon attracts Vermeer's attention. The very first time they meet, he notices the way that she has arranged the vegetables she is chopping. "I see that you have separated the whites," he said, indicating the turnips and onions, "and then the orange and the purple. They do not sit together. Why is that?" "The colours fight when they are side by side, sir." It is a significant moment, revealing an intimate connection between Vermeer and Griet, who shares his understanding of colour. Alongside her household duties, the artist teaches his maid to make paint, drawing her into his world. It's not long before Griet becomes his next subject. She sits for the notorious painting, wearing his wealthy wife's pearl earring, with her hair tied up in the striking headscarf. Griet has become the artist's muse, the source of his creative inspiration. This stereotypical artist-muse relationship portrayed in Chevalier's story is one that is embedded in our consciousness. Griet plays the role of a young, attractive female muse, existing at the mercy of an influential, older male artist. While she shares Vermeer's artistic sensibility, as his maid, Griet must surrender to his control. Nowhere is this made clearer than in the moment Vermeer pierces her earlobe so that Griet can wear the pearl earring. She endures pain for the sake of the portrait. Chevalier also submits Griet to the trope of the romantic muse, lacing her narrative with sexual tension and emphasizing physical touch between the pair. "I could not think of anything but his fingers on my neck, his thumb on my lips." She inspires this man in ways that his wife cannot, and an intimacy develops between the maid and Vermeer that ultimately gives power to his painting. In 2003, Chevalier's book was adapted into a film, starring Scarlett Johansson as Griet against Colin Firth's moody Vermeer. Johansson's sensual portrayal of the servant girl only perpetuates the stereotype of an artist-muse relationship defined by female subordination to male authority. "Open your mouth. Now lick your lips," the artist demands, and she silently obeys, perfectly playing the part of compliant muse. But is this perception of a muse, as powerless, submissive, and female, accurate? Or could this characterization actually be somewhat lazy and untrue? Have muses had more agency than we give them credit for? To find out, we must go back to ancient Greece to understand the original identity, purpose, and status of the muse. But first, we should also take a look at the Disney 1997 animated feature film, Hercules.